What's up, Rick? We are at the Corvette Invasion 2024.
Rick, we're at the Invasion. We're sorry
we wish you were here, man.
Yes, are you sure you can't grab a last flight? Come on, we're here. We're at the show. Man, we miss you. Wish you could have been here.
Yeah, it would have been so awesome if you could have been here.
Yeah.
But I'll get all the amazing footage for you. I talked to Doug for you. I've got some information for you about our little discussion.
Got some notes from our meetings yesterday and today. Yeah,
so we'll get that to you ASAP.
Yep.
I'm just lucky to get him on camera, guys. I was just telling them I was just lucky to get you on camera.
Yeah.
You've been involved in some big projects here lately.
And they're only getting bigger.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
As we do this for so long, isn't it supposed to get easier?
Well, I thought so, but
Yeah.
don't appear to be.
I almost didn't make it back for Tech Tuesday. I tried to make it to Texas. Got caught. Who would have thought that I'm going to this big show? It's like, why I was so upset, number one, I knew it was a great show at the Corvette Invasion in Texas. Thank you so much for the invite, and I'm so sorry that I missed so many of you. Looking forward to meeting a lot of you guys and seeing a lot of people that I haven't seen for a while that I already have met in the past. But here I'm flying out, and we have the big global software glitch, biggest one in history, and I'm stuck at the airport and just kept hanging on. And it was great. I love the lady that finally got on the last announcement. She just says, okay, I have another announcement. And everybody's like, oh, she goes, first of all, don't tell me there's any seats available on this app. She goes, there's nothing available. Furthermore, if you have a connector to Detroit and you're leaving Detroit to go anywhere else, they're not going anywhere. We don't even know when we can get you to your destination. However, if you're going to Detroit, we're leaving not at 3, we're going to leave at 5:30. And then later that got delayed until 7. It was just a cluster, dude. It really was. I would have got stuck in Texas, so I'm really upset that I didn't make that show. And again, there's just amazing Corvette people all across the country, and I have the opportunity to meet you. It really is a thrill for me. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next year for sure. And I'm probably just going to freaking drive. The last 3 times I've flown, it's just been a nightmare. So I'm just going to drive it. I mean, I like driving anyways, but it was just a time issue. So we'll figure it out. In fact, we're going to feature in the ride segment tonight a lot of highlights from the folks at the Corvette Invasion. So thank you so much for that. It's good to see you though, dude. Seriously.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff. One thing I want to show you real quick. We're almost close. Oops, almost tripped over it. Don't need to do that. This is the trophy. Feel how heavy this is.
Oh, I felt it. It's heavy.
Yeah, it's nice. Dude, don't even do that to me. Look at that, guys. And it's fogging up because my office had air conditioning and it's hot and muggy here, but this is beautiful, nice and heavy. There's going to be 4 of these at the track day that I'm hosting at the NCM Motorsports Park. What an absolute thrill and what an honor. And it's a way to introduce you guys to another experience of Corvette ownership. And maybe you don't have a Corvette. Maybe after this you want to buy a Corvette. But getting on track is another element that I want you guys to experience. There's an autocross component to this new level 1 course. And I'm kind of changing their format a little bit by making it a competition between you and I. You'll get that trophy only if you beat me in the autocross. And I feel kind of bad because these are really nice. I like to give them away.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to earn it. It's Monday, October 14th. There's just a few spots left. Use the link in the comments. Make sure you use the code, though, RC24 at checkout so you get that $150 off. Looking forward to sharing the event with you guys and being there on Monday, October 14th. A lot to happen in the Corvette world before then, so we'll talk more about that as we get a little bit closer. A lot of stuff coming up this Sunday. In fact, I'm going to be at Corvettes at Corsa. That's in the Cleveland area. It's in Berea at the Corsa Performance Facility, and there'll be 300 to 400 Corvettes there. So looking forward to seeing you guys and sharing that event with you guys soon here on the channel. Some other stuff to talk about here in just a minute. I'm going to let you go with some of the Tech Tuesday stuff that you have, and I got some other things to kind of point out that's a warning concern that you really have to be aware of if you have a 3LT and a 3LZ.
All right, this one comes from Miguel. It says, I have a question on my C8 Z06. I know where to place the floor jacks, but where is it safe to place, or how do I place the floor jack when removing the wheels?
You talking like jack stands and stuff?
I would assume so.
Man, and it's not his question in particular. I have another guy that has a really bad scenario that I want to do an interview with and have you involved in that and go through that in detail, but let's address his and we'll do it again. It's really important, and it makes me nervous because I got to jack up my car next week at pit race to put the ductwork on, and you have to be careful. You've got this one in the air. Did you want to show the guys a couple of things while we're over here?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
according to General Motors, right here, now you got to remember this is going to be all covered up with the shear plate, but you can put a jack stand here or here for the rear.
You know what though, that plate back there, Chuck, is not easy to take off. They got all kinds of different size screws and bolts.
Yes.
I mean,
so I reckon
you got to get the car in the air just to get that crap off.
Right, because you got to remember there's going to be bolt heads sticking down from where this thing bolts on here.
Right.
So just be careful.
Okay.
The front part, they want you to take this panel off, and then you can barely see it if you look. Here's part of the front frame that comes out here and goes back here. Here's another part of it.
Right.
That's where it's safe to put jack stands under the front. But
Okay.
you don't want to put it on this plastic panel because you'll crush the plastic panel.
Okay, so we're back here, under here. Let's talk about jacking pucks.
Right.
A lot of times guys are jacking, a lot of people are discovering C8 still. We're in the 5th model year, but people buying used ones, finally getting new ones, their first ever C8 car. I know we have multiple people on their multiple C8s, but for the people that don't have one, they confuse this part right here.
Or this part back here. This is the worst part.
This is
here.
the worst part, yeah, because this is all the weight back here.
All the weight's back here. This is not where you jack them up now.
No, that's the tie downs when they come from Chevrolet.
Right. There's another spot back here that the jacking pucks, or the pucks go up in half turn. It's oblong.
Right.
But it's back here. If you look, this is almost back to the frame.
Right, yeah, you're in the very far corner.
You can see, because I have the bottom panel off this, so you're back about a third of the way back at the motor.
Right.
And that's what you need to be. Up here, you're actually in front of the motor, so that you got all the weight in the back.
Well, here's the other thing you made a point too, and I want to remind people, using just a regular jack, making sure you've got some rubber contact on the jack pad itself.
Yes.
That's going to go to the jacking puck that's underneath the car, or else you're going to get some movement.
Correct.
And make sure you're on a level surface too.
All the guys that put the jacking pucks in from Paragon, aftermarket, any of them, it don't matter. They're aluminum pucks that go in. If you're using a metal jack with nothing insulated in between, you have metal on metal and it's subject to slide.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that's what happened to the guy that we're going to show you in a future Tech Tuesday. He ended up cracking the whole underside of the car, and it's going to be a huge, the part that he cracked actually is glued to the frame, so not an easy fix.
No, not at all.
I always like it when we have some hands-on, you can show that so people have an idea.
Sure.
That's a concern. It makes me nervous. There's a special jack that was referred to my friend Michael that I'm going to try and use, and I'll show you guys in a future video when we do the thing at Pit Race if I get it in time, to help jack it up. It's kind of a jack stand and goes where the jacking puck is and allows the jack to kind of go under. It's kind of notched out. It's kind of interesting. Some of you guys might know what I'm talking about. That's pretty neat. Before I do any more Tech Tuesday stuff, let's just do on business. We've got some inventory. I talk about the flexible pricing. I want you guys to look at these 3 cars right here. This is kind of my inventory special. Let's face it, I'm discounting all of our Stingrays right now, but these 3 cars in particular, I'm going to do GM pricing on. If you want the details, text me at the number that's up on the screen right now. All 3 of these convertibles are 2LTs. They're Z51 with magnetic ride control and front lift. Seriously, making it as easy as possible to get you guys behind the wheel in these cars and experience all the fun that we're talking about and that we're sharing and we're having in Corvette. You have an opportunity to save a lot of money on those cars. So contact me right away and let me know if you're interested. And don't forget, we're going to be doing 25 ordering. That starts on Thursday, the very first segment of ordering for 25. There's going to be a lot of constraints. It's going to be slow go at the beginning, but it's only at the beginning. So if you're looking for a 25, I can help you guys. If you're looking to get on the list for a Z06, I can help you guys. And don't think for a second, Thursday's also the day they're going to reveal the ZR1. Remember what Tad said back in April. It's the reveal of the reveal.
How many people saw the teaser? We sent a teaser out, so most of you will play the teaser again. And I just want to remind you, it's not a tease that the car is coming this summer. We're revealing the reveal. You know, that's what we do. We try to make the most of this. So we're saying that we're going to reveal it. So we'll disclose information about the car, its capabilities and so forth this summer. So it'll be a while.
So I think it's safe to say that we're not going to be ordering ZR1s on Thursday. So just relax, guys. We will be in touch when it's time to talk turkey, but it's not right now. They're going to milk that, as Tad said, as long as they can, and that's pretty typical when it comes to a new model launch. Hopefully they just don't launch it in the middle of winter as they normally do.
Sure.
But looking forward to helping you guys. Thanks for looking at those specials that we just showed you there.
All right, this one comes from Art. It says, hello, Father, Chuck, and Rick. Never miss one of your videos and manage to learn something new just about every time. Thanks for all the effort and especially the amount of time you put towards the Tech Tuesday presentation. Now on to the questions. My 19 Grand Sport has hit its 5-year mark with approximately 50,000 miles of fun on her, except for the crap Grand Sport wheels. But that's another story.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will have the coolant flushed and new coolant installed. Should I plan on replacing the original thermostat and or coolant hoses at the same time? If no, at what point should I look to replace these parts? It's kind of a fail item. I wouldn't worry about it until it fails or you have an issue. I mean, over time, obviously the hoses are going to dry rot, so just keep an eye on them. If they look fresh and still, you know, pliable, I wouldn't worry about them. As far as the thermostat, as long as you're not overheating, I probably wouldn't worry about that either.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a serviceable item that's preventative maintenance on those things. You just kind of,
Yeah.
like you say, keep an eye on them.
It said, given the 5-year mark, are there any other maintenance items I should consider? At 5 years, I tell everybody, you know, if you haven't had an oil change, you should have the oil change. Either automatic or transmission. The transmission should be flushed, either one. If you're doing the manual transmission, you should have the clutch fluid also done at the same time.
Right.
I do them together, manual transmission and clutch fluid, or just an automatic transmission. I do the automatic transmission flush, have the brake fluid exchanged out of it, do a fuel induction service where they clean the throttle body and do all that kind of stuff for better fuel economy, better throttle response. Do a rear diff service, get the fluid out of the rear diff and replace it with new fluid. So, yeah, it's not just the coolant every 5 years, it's all the fluids should be done every 5 years.
Yeah, and you know, that's kind of the thing with even regular vehicles. I think people forget. I mean, I did that. I had you do all that stuff on my Suburban.
Right.
The same thing within 5 years. To do all the fluids, get rid of them all, and just keep that stuff
Well,
clean.
and I think GM's recommendation on the brake fluids every 2 years, but because guys wasn't putting a whole lot of miles on the car,
Right.
I would let it extend to 5 years and just do them all at the same time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah.
We're seeing a little bit of a trend where people are starting to drive their car more. I encourage you guys to drive the car more, but
Sure.
you know, at the end of the day, some of the guys just know that's how they enjoy their car, and that's fine. That's how you want to do it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely. Here's the situation I want to show you guys. This will be a warranty issue. This is a vehicle that we bought from General Motors, kind of a company car type situation. We've talked about it before. You've done many of these. The delamination of a 3LT or 3LZ. You can see the bubbling here on the dash. Then you know you have a problem. That will be covered under warranty from General Motors. I tell you guys, if your car sits out in the heat, the sun, and you don't have it in a garage, number one, get some kind of a ceramic tint on the windshield, but take it a step further and use some kind of a windshield shade to keep that heat off that dash. What you're seeing is the delamination of the glue. We've had people talk, you joke about it, we've had people say, hey, why don't you get a hyperthermic needle in there and put some glue in there, but you're never gonna spread it out and have it thin. It's a thin layer of leather over the dash. It really is a supple leather. It is an upscale leather.
Right.
And it's beautiful when you first get the car, but it requires just a little bit more forethought if you have that car and it's going to sit outside. Now, keep in mind, the car that we were just showing you, that car came from Michigan, okay? So it's not like it's in Florida, Texas, Arizona, California that we're more concerned with. It's hot today.
Right.
We get that. I mean,
Just like here, it's hot.
Oh, the humid, it's ridiculous. So if it's going to sit outside, exposed to the sun, we have this problem in C7s on 3LTs. We have the problem in C6 on 4LTs, was that leather wrap. Remember that, guys? If you've been around Corvette a little bit, you've seen the delamination before. So just a little friendly tip. Try and keep that thing covered up. Get yourself a little windshield shade and protect it and not have to go through seeing him and replacing the entire dash.
And that's under the, gosh, I just had it in my head, under the 3-year
3-year bumper to bumper.
Bumper
Yes,
warranty,
3-year or 36,000.
Yeah, once it reaches past that point, I'm sorry, but it's on you guys. So.
Well, unless you got an extended warranty.
Right.
Right. Correct.
All right, this one comes from Bob. It says, hi, Rick and Chuck. Your Tech Tuesday is great and very informative. I just took delivery of my 24 C8 and have some battery-related question. What is the proper route for the battery protection cord in the soft closed frunk? Also, why doesn't Corvette use an AGM battery which holds a charge longer, and would charge parameters be affected as C8 if a flooded battery was replaced with an AGM battery. I installed an AGM battery in my C7, had no issues. But like you guys say, it's a computer on wheels. Is a C8 a different animal?
It is.
Well, it is a different animal, but I don't know if an AGM battery would work in it or not, or what kind of issues it might cause.
I've heard guys talk about that battery. Yeah, absolutely. As far as the cord and what you're talking about there, and I wish I had one to show. We used to do it all the time on C7. You can do the same thing now in the front trunk on C8. And with the soft close on 2024, not a problem with it closing over the cord. It's a skinnier cord that comes out. Just make sure you're away from the latch and maybe put a microfiber cloth over top of it. Let it close down all the way if that's what you need to do. And then you actually have the bigger unit and the thicker cord that comes out. It's the 110 that plugs into the wall. So you can close that all the way down, because we used to do that. It used to be in the back on the right-hand side of C7. We used to close the hatch all the way down. That skinny cord allowed it to contour around the molding and out the hatch, and you had enough tolerance and enough room to get it out of there. So it's not a problem. So you should be able to do the same thing. This has been asked many times, and I apologize I don't have one to demo. We'll do that in a future Tech Tuesday for you guys, just to show you that it's okay.
All right, this one comes from Peter. Continue to appreciate you for Tuesdays. Previously, you mentioned that GM has implemented a grace period of 500 miles between 7,000 and 8,000 miles for the 7,500 mile DCT filter.
Yeah,
that's changed.
It's changed now
again.
1,000. It's changed again.
Yeah. Anyway, he says my 2021 with 6,000 miles will be 3 years on 9/2 of 24. I'm trying to put another 1,000 miles on so I can have the filter and the fluid changed together, but that may take some additional time. Is GM allowing a grace period for the fluid change like they did the filter? No. The fluid's always been a time thing rather than a mileage, so they want it changed out at the 3-year mark, regardless of the mileage. You got a lot of miles, not many miles. It's 3 years or 45,000 miles.
Yeah, 45,000. Now, if you drive like I probably will hit the 45K, I think, before the 3 years.
Right.
And we'll have to do that. That would be the situation in which you would do it before the 3 years of what Chuck is talking about.
But it's more of a time thing than, well, like you said, though, as people start to drive, it may become a mileage thing as well. But
yeah, we wanted better technology. We wanted a better performing car. This is the future of the car. It requires more attention, more maintenance, and yes, more money. But in the end, it's going to be worth it if you're taking care of the car properly, guys.
Correct.
It really is. And Chuck said it. I'm going to use this phrase all the time. You can't over-service your car.
No.
You just can't. So it's all for the good. But there are some intervals that you have to do at certain times. So that's why we do these shows and try to help not just one, but many of you out there. Here's one that comes in. This is about Carbotech brakes. Appreciate this email. Says, my question is about the Carbotech brake pads for Z51 cars, the 1521s that I have on my car for street pads that cut down to the brake dust, and I love them dearly. He goes, if you put these pads on to decrease the dust, are you wearing, this is a good question, are you wearing out the rotors at a faster rate? I didn't know the answer to that question. I forwarded it to Corey at Paragon. He forwarded it to the Carbotech people, and they did get back to us. Thank you, Mike at Carbotech Performance Brakes, for your answer. He says, no, they do not wear out the rotors faster. The 1521 compound is gentle on rotors, often going through 2 sets of pads per 1 set of rotors, sometimes even more. We use carbon, ceramic, and Kevlar, which is different from most other manufacturers. It gives us great temperature ratings on both low and high ratings, low rotor wear, and good longevity and low dust. That's the 1521s from Carbotech.
Yes, yeah, it's the material they're using.
Most certainly, and I can attest to it, and I've heard about them. I drug my feet, put them on the car. You finally got them on, and I used them first time in April and went down to the bash, put 600 miles on it, and virtually there was no dust. And a lot of you have followed my lead and called me and said, Rick, you were right. I know. I was excited to share that with you guys because I've seen the disparity between non-Z51 and Z51 cars. I've had both, and I've got the Z51, and those factory pads, holy Toledo, man.
They're track pads.
Man, it's just, they're, man, oh man. I feel like I'm working in a coal mine or something. There's like dust everywhere. It's like, wow.
GM's version of a track
Ooh,
pad.
they suck. They do, man. It really does.
If you're on the track.
No, yeah, not on the track. No, yeah, that's great. But yeah, for regular driving, and I drive a lot. It's like, wow, woo.
Yeah,
I got them on right now, the track pads. I can't wait done for my event a week from Wednesday's pit race. Can't wait for that to be done so I can get the street pads back on the car, for heaven's sakes.
I mean, any of you guys that watch racing, when they change the tires, you see all the brake dust come out of them. So
yeah, Yeah, absolutely. Hope you enjoy the show tonight. There's some follow-up stuff, obviously, about the jacking car. I got that other video I want to share with you guys about the cord and the battery tender. I want to physically show you that, but it was great to have the discussion. Great questions. If you've got a question, if you got a picture you want to share with your beautiful rides, use the email address up on the screen. That goes directly to me. I do appreciate that support. And again, because I wasn't able to make the Corvette Invasion, I want you to check out all these beautiful cars, some highlights from that wonderful show that I didn't make it to. You guys are awesome. I appreciate your support. Support the channel by subscribing, thumbs up the video, make some comments down below. Just a few spots left. Remember, hit that hit that link in the comments and have an opportunity to beat me if you think you can in the autocross on Monday, October 14th. Am I too cocky on that? No, I'm trying to use reverse psychology. Oh yeah, Conti, here's my credit card. I'm coming. I'm going to kick your ass. Okay. Have a great night.
I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one, and I can't wait to see you hindsight is fleeting, when your heart's bleeding, and all you can see is red, till you discover it is within each other to forgive and make amends. If I had known then, or what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead, 'cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one, and I can't wait to see you again. Oh, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait, 'cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you